Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Mr. Dev Sahni, the host of today's press conference. Firstly, congratulations. How was hosting that? Wow, what a presser.
It was quite something, wasn't it? Charlie, great to see you. I thought you might be here because Eddie Hearn's here. I thought you might be sniffing around, but great to see you. It was a fun press conference, memorable. I need to watch it back. I need to understand what happened. I'm pretty sure AJ mugged me off multiple times, but that's all part of the fun, isn't it? Do you know what? It's called profile building, and also a bit of character building for me as well. Sat next to that monster of a man who doesn't like me.
Was it nerve-wracking up there when obviously the words are exchanged at any point? Are you getting a bit nervous?
Not particularly. I don't really get nervous in situations like that. I'm quite cool with it. So yeah, it wasn't really nerve-wracking. It was more, I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget anyone on the table and I got everything right. And I had to read out all these promoters and various people involved for every fight. But I was told to do that. It wasn't something I was choosing to do. So it was a good presser. And do you know what? Just seeing Wilder sat there and AJ sat there. Two guys that I've wanted for so long to see them fight. It was quite surreal, being able to look into their eyes. Amazing.
Well, Dev, let's talk about the card itself, because it's probably the biggest card in history in terms of names and being stacked. I mean, you talk about Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder being a couple of metres apart. Anthony Joshua fights Otto Wallin, number 2 in the IBF, a tricky southpaw. Deontay Wilder fights Joseph Parker. Then you look at that great heavyweight fight between Daniel Dubois and Jarrell Miller. You then go on to the lower table, which is even mad saying that. You have Jai Opetaia, you have Dimitri Bivol, you have Filip Hrgovic, Lyndon Arthur. I mean, what a card we have in store for fight fans December 23rd.
Just opportunities knocking for fighters, fights that you probably didn't think you'd see, certainly not this soon, just happening. Lyndon Arthur suddenly getting a call out of the blue. Do you want to go and fight Bivol? Do you want to go and fight arguably the number 1 light heavyweight in the world? Jai Opetaia against Elisoro. Elisoro suddenly getting that call. He's got a chance to change his entire life. What if he lands that big punch? You know, the one that he knocked out Hosea Burton with? What if he lands it on Opetaia and changes everything? It's crazy. I love this. And do you know what? I was just reminded. Dubois against Miller. Oh my God, you see the face-off? You see the size of Jarrell Miller as well? I don't know how you can actually move that man back. He is so big, and he wanted to get involved in other people's face-offs as well. Security had to sort of just like, can you please not? We don't want to have to even try to push you back. So he didn't, but very excited to see if Daniel Dubois can shut up Jarrell Miller. No one's been able to do it yet. He's 330 pounds of a pressure fighter coming to take your head off. Nightmare for anyone. And very curious about Anthony Joshua against Otto Wallin. For me, you look at that, you look at previous comments from Joshua about southpaws being a nightmare. You look at Wallin being a good southpaw, 6'6", with a great win against Murat Gassiev. That's a tough fight. That's a real fight. It's his toughest fight since Usyk. It'll be very interesting to see if he can come through.
I think we should absolutely reiterate our props to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. What a card he's putting on. He wants to deliver for fight fans. I mean, we know about this Vision 2030. We've wanted the biggest fights in boxing to happen, and they're finally, well, I mean, some of them have happened this year. We had a great year boxing-wise, but it looks like 2024, and certainly with that vision up to 2030, we're going to see some huge fights delivered.
This man is just changing the lives of fighters, of promoters, and of boxing fans. He is changing everything. You know, Frank Warren said at the very start of this relationship with His Excellency that it was going to be a game changer, and it has proved to be exactly that. How many times are people going to, send around photos of what they saw today? Frank and Eddie stood in between AJ and Wallin. Things like that. He is bringing change to boxing, he is bringing brilliance to boxing, and it is a pleasure to be a part of it. History being made every time a show is being put on out there right now.
We should probably talk about promoter cooperation. It would be an understatement to say Queensbury, Matchroom, Top Rank, PBC, Wasserman Brothers, Sauerland. I would say that's them all. Dimitri Salita, probably missed one. No offence to anyone that I have missed, but we've never seen anything like it. I mean, you just look at the posters behind the press conference. There are so many names on there.
It's mad, mate. There's, I think there was like 16 promoters, maybe 12 to 16 promoters, a lot of promoters all involved. And I'll tell you that the Queensbury staff, the Queensbury lawyers contracting 16 different fighters for this show have been incredibly busy. They basically just live in Hertfordshire now, in that office. Busy times, but look at the rewards. Look at today. Look around. Amazing things going on in boxing right now, and again, a pleasure to be a part of. I can't wait for this one. I think there's going to be a lot more coming as part of Riyadh season as well.
Well, Dev, always good to see you. Just finally, ahead of December the 23rd, I don't know if you're allowed to give any predictions in terms of fights, but what should we look out for? Do you have any predictions you potentially want to throw in the mix? I mean, God, that light's bright.
Yeah, look, I'm hoping that Anthony Joshua answers my questions at our next press conference, so I'm hoping he sees this. I believe he will knock out Otto Wallin within 5 to 6 seconds. So yeah, hopefully that means he'll answer my questions. But no, in all seriousness, I don't know who's going to win that fight, the Joshua Wallin one. Yeah, I actually don't know. I have to go through it all. But great night.
Dev Sahni, thank you for speaking to us at Boxing Social. Lovely to see you again, my friend, and see you soon.